He had packs on him. But when he went over the packs, like a powder, he said powder. He sold dime bags of powder. He was a hustler. He threw the dope on the ground, on the seat when the police came. And he told the police it was my dope. But it wasn't that. Honestly, I don't sell dope. So that was how I got the drug king. But they threw that out. And he kept it was a robbery of the street. So which really wasn't a robbery. It was a snatch and grab. But these guys know we was doing that back in the day. So that's how that ended up, being what it was. So they gave me 2 charges. And they ran them concurrent. So that's why I ended up going back to jail, But then when I was in jail, there was a guy by the name of Pimpin' Pope. He told me, he said, Ken, he said, when you pimping, heart is an organ you cannot afford. You got to be heartless. He said, you got to go get a triple bypass, have all the sympathy removed out your heart. And basically what he was telling me is that if a woman, put your cigarette in the mouth, if she, grab your penis while you pissing, if she feeds you, when your stomach raw, if she go do everything you do, that's what a hoe's supposed to do. That's the whole job, is to bow down to a pimp. That's what he told me. A hoe bow down to a pimp, and a hoe follow instructions. That's what hoes do. They follow instructions, and that the pimp is the king of the castle. That's what he taught me. I didn't know that. You gotta remember, I'm with Red. All I know is hustling. So I was Miss Pimpin'. So I can't even call myself pimpin' because Miss Pimpin' wasn't no pimpin' at all. So I wasn't even really pimpin' at 16. I had a hoe at 16. Having a hoe and pimpin' is two different things, right? So that's how I ended up getting in the game. This guy taught me something that I was missing. It was like, how you know everything, it's that one thing you're missing, it's just that little thing that was the missing element, the missing key to my game. I believe that if you found a woman that you like, that you fall in love with her. If she got some good sex, that you're supposed to fall in love with her,
And that's a mistake.
That's what he taught me.
Yeah.
Once I was able to take the organ out of my heart, I became one of the greatest pimps of all time because no matter whether she was beautiful or whether she was ugly, it still was the same to me. A bitch was a bitch. I don't care how you look. I care how you hook. I wasn't interested in the look. I was interested in the hooker. I want to get some money. And also he taught me that it's a mind thing, it's a control thing. You want to control the whole soul. And a lot of pimps never get to that level where they can control one soul because women are so powerful that they usually dominate men. Most men are pups when it comes to a girl. They women actually run the show. Have you ever seen a guy at 6'8", a bounce in the club, he got a woman 5'3", and he said, I can't go nowhere with my woman tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys like that. Even some of these powerful Fortune 500 CEOs, they're the same way. They can demolish men. They can go and they can rip people apart in the corporate world. They go home, they chumps. Right?
Right.
I would. In pimping, you ain't no chump. You got to control. Everything that a trick is, if you're a trick, Matthew, and you give your money to a woman, and you tell a woman you love her, and you give a woman gifts, I got to do everything the opposite of what you do. I cannot be no way and no how near how Matthew is. And that's what pimping is. It's the opposite of the trick. When a woman, I'm going to have to talk to my wife. Yeah. So my thing is that, hoes need pimps, doctors need nurses, preachers need nuns, I mean, everybody got somebody, the hoe and the pimp is together. So coming out of prison, meeting Pimpin' Pope, that's what created Pimpin' Ken that you see today on all of the Players Ball, winning international pimp, winning national pimp, local pimp. I want every trophy you can win.
Wait a minute. We gotta get back to that. Hold on a second. Are you when you say you were getting out there, I think you were 26, right? Not the first bit. This is when you're 26 and you get out. So when you get out, what happens to the chicks when you're in Did they stay with you? They're gone.
No, they were gone.
Okay. That's
I mean,
what I thought.
I mean, hoes like buses. They come and go.
Yeah. So you get out, and then you got to put together basically like a new
No,
crew, right?
no. When I came out, you know, I did a little hustling. I'm into that. You know, I did a little hustling, got me a little money. You know, my partners, you know, threw me a little son. And there was this chick named Carolyn. She was a booster. So she messed it. She was friends with my guy's girl. Okay. So we wanted to do a double date. You know, we wanted to like, man, come on, mess with her. You know, she a down chick. She get money. So I said, cool. So I get with her. She's boosting. She's giving me money, right? Then I meet this other girl named Nancy. So Nancy was a chick. She was one of the chicks from the previous, before I went to jail. She got back with me. She was a dancer, so I got back with Nancy. Then I met this other chick named Angie. So with them, it was just me breaking on them. I wasn't still yet quite there where I wanted to be as far as being legendary. But when I met my bottom chick, we would call it, a chick that was really down. Me and her, we went to New York. When I went to New York, we took a broad named Keisha with us. New York is the biggest pimping show in the world. You know, it's like all the biggest pimps in the world is in New York. And so I got knocked for a girl. As soon as I got to New York, a guy knocked me. He knocked me that he take your girl. Okay. Knocked me, somebody take your girl. So he took my girl. They were riding me around. They was running game on me. They was running like he was a Jamaican dude. They telling me I'm cool and they think act like they show me around, but they get this chick named Keisha. And the guy they got was a guy named L.A.J. So L.A.J. called me. I was at the Carter Hotel, 43rd. They died, I believe it is. It's been a long time. And so he called me. I'm from the streets, you know. I'm still, I'm from a gangster town. So I mean, I've been involved in a lot of gangster shit too. So you know, I know the streets. I'm like, the fuck is still calling me for? You know, at my hotel. I found that to be extremely disrespectful. You know, I said, this out of pocket ass bitch. You know, she just gave this clown my number. But you know, that was the game. You know, he served me. And I found out that Lucky, the Jamaican dude, was working with him. And it was like, I'm telling you, Matthew, it was like a turn on. Yeah, I loved it. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers at me. I said, oh, y'all want to play this game, right? So I became ruthless. So I said, I'm going to take the girl that I got with me. You know, which is the girl you see on Pimps and Hoes Down. CC, me and her, we left her. My heater went out. So we drove all the way in the cold. I'm talking about like below zero weather, all the way back. This is a brand new Cadillac. The heater, I don't know if it just went out. It was in those box Cadillacs back then. So we got to Milwaukee. I got me a whole new crew. And I knew then, I said, I'm going to be a Super Bowl pimp. I'm going to New York. I'm going to conquer New York. So when I went back to New York, they had like 7 girls. You know, I had a brand new Cadillac. Moneyed up. We called. In the pimp game, we call it find a honey hole. Honey hole is where you go somewhere and you get your money, right? You stack money. So I stacked money up. I found this place that would give me a car. Brand new Cadillac, you know, 25% down. I got that car. And I went to New York and put gold datings on it. I went out there and I sweated every pimp on the track. And I would give me some payday candy bars. I would throw payday candy bars at their bitches and say, hey bitch, make a pimp can't payday. You know, and they be running from payday. I be trying to hit them on the ass with a candy payday bar. And then every time I would knock the pimp for his hoe, I would put ketchup bottles. Not disrespecting him, just by his wheels. And I say, man, my game is thick behind yours, and every thick is mine. Get out the mustard so you can catch up. And I just went crazy. You know, I just had my own little flavor. I would every time I get a guy from New York, I go get me a banana from the grocery store. I go get me a Wall Street Journal. I walk up to him. I say, read the news. You've been peeled for your bitch. Banana mean you peel him. And that's how I got my name. You know, I was so creative and so different. I read, Machiavelli. I read, the Art of War. So, I was moving in that capacity in the pimping. I was creating my own niche in the game. And that's how I became legendary. And all the guys would know me. And before you know it, the guy